Hi everyone, this is Jay-Z. I'm talking to you from Digital Home Systems, your smart home KNX building automation wholesaler in Australia. Today I will be presenting you one of the DINUY KNX actuators. DINUY is, as you may very well know, renowned for high quality Spanish KNX manufacturer. They have a big range of KNX products. Particularly the actuators are very popular, hence I'm presenting you the first of the actuators. This is only 4-channel actuator, but whole range of DINUY actuators start with 2, 4, 8 and 16 channels. What I like in those actuators is that they have a very nice interface for manual operation, so you can test the circuits without programming yet in KNX, in ETS. But more importantly, it is a 16 amp device, so supporting the high current, and also has binary and analog inputs built in. This is something which you may very much like, because you can connect on the small 4-channel and 8-channel actuators up to 12 independent inputs, 8 binary inputs and 4 analog inputs, which you can change to analog as well. So maximum 12 inputs, maximum 12 binary inputs. On the bigger scale 16-channel actuator, you have even more inputs. It is 23 altogether. It's 16 and 7. So you have 16 binary inputs and 7 analog inputs, which you can change into binary as well. What you can connect to this binary inputs, or a variety of different things, starting with the push buttons, normal 2-state switches. You can connect sensor inputs, movement inputs, so anything which is the low voltage, voltage-free inputs. Plus on the analog you can connect, for example, temperature sensors. This little device is only 4 units in size. 8 channels is the same size, 4 units on the DIN rail, and it has also built-in logic functions. 4 and 8 channel has 8 logic functions, and on the bigger 16 channels you have 16 logic functions built in, so you can set up various inputs and outputs from this device, internal or from external devices on your KNX network, and generate the outputs to trigger your automation. Device takes only 5 or 7 milliamp and 8 channel the same. The bigger channel, 16 channel device, takes only 9 milliamps. So really good device, full range. I will show you now how you can configure it and what are those how these functions look from ETS side. So let's switch to the ETS. Hi guys, let's have a look at our DINUY actuator in ETS. Let's start from the catalog. Obvious place to add the product or device to your KNX project. Under KNX DINUY KNX catalog under DINUY brand, you'll find quite a lot of actuators and other devices from this manufacturer. Our device is listed here. It's the same programming for 4, 8 and 16 channel actuator. Information about the product with pictures and manuals and application information you'll find on the right hand side. When looking into the view buildings, this is our device, and let's have a look at the parameters. And the parameters view, we can start from the generic parameters actuator configuration. There is quite a lot of obviously channels to enable, but let's start from the type of the actuator. So because the same firmware for 4, 8 and 16 channel outputs, you define which device is actually the particular one you have physically installed in your system. And also you can define either it's a switch actuator or is it a blind roller actuator. That will give you either, in our case, it will be output 1A and output A1 and A2 as a separate switch channels versus combining them into one blind roller actuator. Other than that, there's channels you can enable of binary / analog inputs, and I'll get to this point lower, and also other binary inputs. I'll just remind you that you have a number of analog inputs or binary inputs if you don't need to use analog inputs, plus strictly binary inputs physically built into these actuators, and you can program them here in ETS and use for various purposes. Also, you can enable logic modules, which in this particular case you can have up to 8, and also enabled thermostats control on this actuator. So let's have a quick look at output A1, which we configured as a switch type of output, and here are the various parameters you can define your output A1, obviously polarity and feedback, and what to do after bus failure, normal open, normal close, etc., etc. Detailed definitions of the parameters you will obviously find in DINUY Actuator full product manual, which you can download from DINUY website. The other channels you can define similar way. Let's have a look at the binary / analog inputs, which you have 4 of them to be used on this particular device, and also additionally to that you can have 4 binary inputs. So those analog / binary inputs, if you enable them, you can have a variety of binary inputs plus temperature sensor type. On the binary inputs, strictly binary inputs, 4 of them, you can have all the types except temperature, obviously. In our demonstration, I'll be using input number 5, set up as a switch, normally open. Okay. Other than that, you can set up and use on your project logic modules built in this actuator. So that allows you to use up to 4 inputs on each logic, and you can use a variety of types of gates. So they could be AND, OR, XOR, XNOR, NOR. So that gives you a plenty of different applications. Obviously, well, that's maybe not obvious, but it's important to remember that you can use internal inputs and external inputs during programming logic modules in your DINUY actuator. In our case, I'll show you later, I'm using actually 1 internal input and 1 external input on 2 input module. Other than logic modules and binary analog channels, you can also use the thermostat controls on this, up to 4 actually thermostats on this actuator. So the configuration screen, pretty standard for your thermostat control on actuators. So you can set up either cooling thermostat, heating, or heating and cooling thermostat, depending on how you define the mode. You'll have various set points available for your control. So as you can see, there's lots of different options to control heating or cooling thermostats in your system using DINUY Actuator. The programming, let's get to the two view screen, devices and group addresses, my favorite one for programming. So this is the DINUY 4-channel switch actuator in the devices view. When you click on group addresses, you have all those group objects view, and you'll have all those to use in your programming. From the top, you'll see the switch functionality, which, for example, in this case, I'm using group object number 5 for switching on and off, 1 bit size, and this is to actually control one of the light circuits. I'll demonstrate you in the next stage of this movie. Other than that, this is the example of using the module logic module number 1 in this case, with 2 inputs. One, as you can see, is external, is using the blue light status, group address 0311. That actually comes from DALI gateway. And the other input, second input on this logic module number 1 is internal group linked to the second actuator. Actually, it's controlled by one of the binary inputs, input number 5. I'll demonstrate how it actually works, but it allows us to control this logic allows us to control light 3 on off, which is group address 007. I'll show you in details how during demonstration how this logic works, but in principle we can use internal or external inputs to process it internally via logic module on the DINUY actuator to control either internal or external group addresses to this particular device. So this is pretty much it, what I want to show you in a nutshell. Let's have a look how this device actually operates in our display room. Hi guys, welcome back to our demonstration room. We are presenting now the DINUY 4-channel actuator as a representative of DINUY range of actuators, 4, 8 and 16 channels. We have programmed just a second ago in ETS, as you remember, 2 functions. First was to use binary input number 5. We have wired it physically with a clip cell push button, and this according to our programming should turn on one of our relays, relay number 3 in our case, and then as a result turn on and off light circuit. And that's exactly works like we wanted. The second programming was on the logic module number 1. We have used 2 inputs of altogether we could use 4. We use 2. First input is the same binary input number 5 with push button, and the second one is actually green light of DALI controllers here. We have with the green light turned on, we have 2 lights on and available for control with this one input number 5 white button. So that's actually application of very simple application of logic module. We're using 2 inputs, one internal to DINUY actuator, and the second one external to the DINUY actuator. In your case, you can use any applicable group object in your KNX installation to actually perform more complicated automation action. This is all what I wanted to show you. If you have questions, if you like to use DINUY actuators on your next projects, don't hesitate to contact Digital Home Systems or directly myself. Happy to help. And yes, that's all from me today. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you next time.